Getting back to the championship matches, we have the Twin Gate match, which also gives us the debuting Zenith team of Yuki and Minoura, which also doubles as a new unit. And as for my thoughts on them, they're green. Yeah, that's really it, they're green. Outside of the fact that Zenith means to be at the top of, or the best you can be, it's interesting. It's an AI logo that honestly could look better. But moving on to the match itself, it was okay. By far not the worst match of the night. It just kind of continues a trend of Yuki losing at Kobe World, as he's not won a match at the event since winning the Dream Gate back in 2022, and defending it against, oddly enough, Kota Minoura, his partner in this match. But yet again, who knows what's gonna happen next with these four, but who knows. Zenith is still a new unit, they need new members, and they got tons of independents to choose from, so we'll see what happens there. Moved on to the semi-main event, we had the Brave Gate match, which is more of a can Ryoya defeat the defense record set by Pac 13 years ago? Something insane like that. Against Himare, who is still trying to recover from Saipatra. And as to why he got this match, that's still up in the air, but nonetheless, these two were going in with the idea of, let's burn the house down. And they did that. This is probably one of the best matches of the night, and in my mind, Ryoya's best match of his reign so far. There's just endless highlights in this match. You can stop the match at any moment and see one of the two guys just doing the absolute coolest thing you've seen all day. But in the end, Ryoya does retain the Brave Gate and gets that 12th defense, and also announced the newest member for his new unit, Himare. I think everybody thought that's what he was gonna do, but it was whether or not Himare would actually accept it. And to nobody's surprise, he does, giving us a good and nice final face turn for Himare after almost 2 years of him being heel. And with that, Ryoya has basically enough members to be a complete unit. Or not complete, but a unit with enough members to actually fight. As it is now Ryoya, Kimura, and Himare who form this kind of zoomer unit. But yeah, generally a good match. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Main event time, and of course it's the Dream Gate match, and it's a Dream Gate match that is very important for a lot of reasons. One, it could and was KZ time, and two, it ends one of the longer reigns in Dream Gate's history, as Kikuta's reign started last year around August, and now it's ending about 11 months later. In that time, he's defended about 5 times, which just doesn't feel right to me, at least. And adding to that, the reign itself doesn't feel like it was done well. They gave Kikuta a lot of heavyweight and bigger opponents, but in my mind, he works better when he's facing the smaller ones. And there are plenty of guys who they could have gotten to face him. Jackie, Rita, Ryoya, all these guys that could have done it, that would have fit the bill of what I think a good challenger for Kikuta would be, But no, they went with the more heavyweight option, which is fine. The Dream Gate's supposed to be the heavyweight belt, but it just didn't work for Kikuta, in my opinion. Now, going into this, we have KZ going for his 7th try at the belt. In this kind of, can he finally do it moment like New Japan had with Haruki Goto last year. And yeah, he did it. It was KZ time. Despite all the doubters saying that this would be a waste of a time and a waste of a match, they pulled the trigger on the KZ Dreamgate win. And that's just great, in my opinion. We now enter the story of what is to happen with Vibes now that KZ is the champion and the top star of the unit, but he's not the leader anymore. That's Jay, who has been struggling this past year to find his place in not only the DJ system, but also the unit that he's in leading. They lost the title, they lost the Triangle Gate match early on in the night to opponents they know they can beat. So what is to happen there? Does Jay turn? Does Vibes turn on KZ? Does KZ leave Vibes? It's all up in the air as of right now. But one thing that is known is who KZ's first opponent will be. And it's an interesting one because it's Yamato, who he directly challenges after winning. And of course Yamato does his whole I'm better than you thing because I'm the ace, where he says you should probably rack up more challenges for facing me, because KZ's never beat Yamato in a match, or singles wise at least. And I see a lot of people saying this might be V0. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think you pull the trigger on KZ just to have him lose. I want to say it's a Kento Kobashi situation with Noah, but it's more like a Hiroki Goto situation where he'll have this one really good reign that'll be at least 2 defenses, in my opinion. I don't think he'll last the end of the year. I think he'll lose it around, well, stretch it. I think he might last until Uno Dos Tres, but I don't think he'll have, like, a lot of defenses. I do think, though, that there is a J match, of course, that could happen. In that one, I will be excited to see. But overall, yeah, I think this is just a great decision, and the story that ends Kobe World is he did it. It's KZ time. And with that, I end my coverage of the 2026 Kobe World. And do I think it was a good show? Yeah, I think it was a pretty good show. I think it was one of the best shows that Dragon Gate has had in a long time in terms of big major events. Do I enjoy all of it? No, there's the Shun Skywalker match could have been done better. Twin Gate could have been done better. Overall, I think there's just a few things that they could work on still. But that's what the latter half of the year is for. And of course, you have Rey de Parejas, which will lead into, I hope, Dangerous Gate, or whatever they're calling that show now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Dragon Gate still, as I have been throughout the start of the year, and I can't wait to see where it goes next. If all things work out, I should be making another video again for the Kobe Summer Festival event that happens tomorrow as of recording this. So yeah, we'll see what happens.